Hey guys, welcome back to the Simple Health Coach, where we're all about health simplified. We are here in section 4 of our Investing 101 for Beginners series. Here we will be talking about investment accounts 101 from a 401k to an IRA. As an overview, we have already gone over Investing 101, where we talked about what the stock market is and the differences between stocks and mutual funds. From there, we went on and talked about how to access the stock market, and that's through opening up a brokerage account with your stockbroker. In lesson 3, we learned one very simple investing strategy that shows how your money can start working for you. And here we are in lesson 4, retirement accounts 101, where we're going to talk about those 401ks and IRAs. And then of course, last but not least, we are going to talk about how to become a millionaire. Now, of course, like we said, we cannot guarantee that you will become a millionaire. However, there is a good chance that if you follow these steps, that it will improve the likelihood of that happening. So let's get started. So the first question that we need to ask is, how much should I save for retirement? We've done the research and found that most finance professionals will say something like, it depends, but it's usually going to be somewhere around 15 to 20%. Now I want you to envision how you want your retirement to look like. Do you want it to be a good retirement, or do you want it to be a great retirement? If you want to have that great retirement, then pay attention closely to the rest of this video. So what is the best way to save for retirement? The answer, through a 401k or an IRA. Why, you ask? Because they are investment accounts where you can grow your money. This means that you can invest in things like stocks, mutual funds, and ETFs, which you should already be familiar with if you've already watched the earlier parts of this series. On top of it being an investment account, it offers great tax advantages. And the reason for this is basically because the government kindly said that they want us to have a great retirement, and they want us to invest our money in the market because that helps stimulate the economy. And what they do for us in return, they give us tax breaks where we have to pay less taxes. Now, the specifics of the tax breakdown is beyond the scope of this course. However, we're going to show you a simple example of how this may work. So if you were to make, say, $50,000 in a year, and you did not decide to contribute it to your retirement account, then you would be taxed on that full $50,000. Now, in comparison, if you decided to invest, let's say, $5,000 into either your 401k or your IRA, then that $5,000 gets subtracted from the $50,000, leaving you with a taxable income of $45,000, which ends up meaning that you end up paying less taxes. Now, there are some important things to know about a 401k and an IRA, and that if you need to pull money from these accounts before retirement, which they determine as 59.5 years, then you're going to end up paying taxes and a fee for that. Now, there are exceptions to this, like hardships such as unexpected medical costs and certain types of loans. But when it comes down to it, you want to try to keep the money in these accounts in order to maximize its advantages. So what's the difference between a 401k and an IRA? Well, a 401k is actually offered through your company. And if you work for a nonprofit company, then it's going to be called a 403b, but they're essentially the same thing. Now, for an IRA, which stands for Individual Retirement Account, you actually set that up on your own, and that can be set up through your stockbroker. With the 401k, it does have a higher max contribution where you can contribute up to $19,500 per year. In comparison, the IRA has a lower contribution limit where it maxes out at $6,000. With the 401k, there are less investing options in comparison to the IRA, where it has more investing options, which may be beneficial to you. And the final thing is that with a 401k, you need to ask if your company offers a match. What this means is that if you decide to put money into your 401k, then your employer will actually match up to a certain percentage. So you need to go to HR and ask, number one, do you offer a match? And if so, how much money do you need to put into that match in order to maximize the benefits? Because when it comes down to it, that is free money. We do want to point out that there are two different types of 401ks and IRAs, and that being a traditional and a Roth. So there's traditional 401ks and traditional IRAs, as well as Roth 401ks and Roth IRAs. The main difference between a traditional and a Roth retirement account is basically based on the way it's taxed. For a traditional account, it's taxed later, meaning when you put money into your 401k or IRA, there's no tax, which is great. However, when you go to take that money out for retirement, then you will be taxed at that time. In comparison, a Roth IRA is taxed before you put the money into the account. However, when you go to take the money out of the account, there are no taxes paid at all. Overall, they do say that a traditional IRA or 401k is preferred if you're in a higher tax bracket. In comparison, a Roth is preferred if you're around under 25% tax bracket. So let's look at an overview of retirement accounts. So the overall goal is to save 15 to 20% of your income for retirement. You want to put your retirement savings into any combination of a 401k and or an IRA. An IRA is formed through your stockbroker, whereas a 401k is offered only through your employer. Now there are traditional 401ks and IRAs, which are tax-free when you put the money into the account, then taxed when you take the money out of the account. In comparison, a Roth 401k or IRA is taxed when you put money into the account, then tax-free when you take the money out. 401ks and IRAs are investment accounts, which means that you can invest in things like stocks, mutual funds, and ETFs, and you even get tax benefits for it. And last but not least, it is important to remember that if you do take money out of your retirement account before the age of 59.5, then you will be issued a fee and taxes. Overall, you need to look at, do I want my retirement to be good or do I want it to be great? If you want it to be great, then you need to start looking at opening up your 401k or IRA today. Thanks for joining us, and in the last session, we are going to show you how to become a millionaire.